And look, Rand said it yesterday. He talked about agents, how there's the great ones and then everybody else. In the attraction game, there's the ones who do it right, and then there's everybody else. And everybody else in the attraction game, I call them the knuckleheads. You might have seen me talking about them, and you might be one of them, by the way. And I want you to have a gut check, seriously. Are you a knucklehead? And we'll define it. What's a knucklehead? Knuckleheads are the get-rich-quick people. That come to eXp and never work again people. That come on over and you'll retire next week people. The look at my revenue share, look at my revenue share, look at my revenue share people. Knuckleheads. The idea that we're going to build, or that let me revise that. We're going to build in our building and have built, will continue to build a great company. But the idea that you're going to participate in that by just jamming crap in people's face and giving them promises about the future, you don't even know the person, you don't know where they're at, you don't know what their needs are, you're not meeting them where they are. See, that's one type of knucklehead. Phone locked. The other knuckleheads out there are those that just continue, and John Cheplack talked about it, continue to talk about the model. See, let me tell you something. No one gives a shit. No one cares about eXp. No one. No one's looking for you to tell them about, no one. I'll tell you what they are looking for. They're looking for connection. They're looking for community. They're looking for collaboration. They're looking for connection. They're looking for mentorship. They're looking for growth. They're looking to go from 5 sales to 15, or from 20 to 40, or from 50 to 100. They're looking for significance. They're looking for acknowledgement. They want to be noticed. So why do you keep telling them about the icon board? Why do you keep explaining the splits and the this and that? It's just, here's the model, here's the model, here's the model. Now here's the good news. The model, eXp Realty, the best possible way for all these things that people want, significance, freedom, time, a lot of things we haven't even named yet. It just so happens that eXp Realty is the most effective vehicle in the world to deliver those very things. You understand? Those are precisely, that is exactly what eXp Realty can deliver in greater proportions of abundance than anything that at least I've ever come across. And most of us in the room would agree with that. So that's not to say every one of us cares about the model. So that's not to say that it never matters. It matters once you understand and meet them where they're at. John Cheplack talked about message to market match. The message to market match, meaning what does the person need that you're actually speaking to? Where are they at? What's important to them? And spend time there. Spend time. I've heard Gene talk about how he doesn't mention rev share at all. Until I'm sure at some point he does. But he's, I'm sure, talking about the first interaction or the second or whatever it may be, he helps them. Let me tell you something else about revenue share. There's people that are attracting people with promises of the future. Like, hey, come and you'll get you could do this and that, and then you can have like $5,000 a month. And I'm like, holy shit, first off, how do you know what this person's gonna do? Are you a prophet? I mean, how do you know? And secondly, if they come for the money, they will leave for the money. Also, If you promise them whatever you're promising, which again, I don't have a clue how you do it, and please pass that skill set on to me because I'd like to have it. But what happens if they don't get that 5,000 or 10 or whatever it is you promised them? They're gone. But if you look in my organization, which has huge retention, and granted, I don't build that alone. I build that with a lot of people that are here. Tina, who was on stage, Michelle, who was on stage, Kyle, who will be, Mary, who's in the audience, and a slew of others, and I'm sorry if I didn't name you. But if you look at the organization, the reason that's there, retention is there through all of the time spent is the promise we make up front is the one we know we can deliver. We know that we can be together on Mondays and on Tuesdays and on Wednesdays for our systematized trainings and events. We know that our calendars are open to them. We know that we will help them through their business. I know I can help somebody develop their team or grow their team or hire their first admin or find hours in their day. I know I can do those things. And so, so if you focus there, you will deliver on your promises. Yeah, but Dan, you sell a lot of houses. You can do those things. I can't do those. No. First off, by the way, as a side note, I sell a lot of houses, or my team does, because I took all the right steps before we sold a lot of houses years ago when no one knew who the heck your home team was. You get that? People are always, Dan, you can do that because you're good. No, I'm me because I've been doing that shit for years. That's why I'm me. Revenue share is, it's a reflection of the value that you provide the industry and that you provide agents, period. That's all it is. It's literally just a reflection of the value that you provide to the industry and to the real estate agents in your life. So if you don't have the track record personally, that is fine. You can deliver tremendous value by connecting dots for them, making the right introductions, the right call with the right person, make the right invitation to the right event. Circle back and remember that plenty of people are also looking for friendship, connection, community, significance, all kinds of things that you are extremely equipped to deliver. And I can't deliver everything on my own. I use my toolbox. I use my group members. I use Mary and Kyle and Curtis and so on. No one's doing this alone. My real goal, my mission for this company, whenever I get the opportunity to have the microphone, is just that we can eliminate the knuckleheads. That's really it. Here's the thing, by the way, if you're one of them and you refuse to change, you're doing me a favor. It's so damn easy to win. Because it's just like real estate. You know, in real estate, the unfortunate thing about real estate is that it's so easy to get licensed, and so, you know, you're a real professional, you go and you're trying to have a conversation with somebody, and obstacle number one isn't even, you know, how good's your listing presentation or any of that. Obstacle number one is, let me prove to you that I'm not just some random agent, like, you know, I'm not one of them. Let me prove to you that I'm one of the great ones. Obstacle number one. Then they're willing to listen to your presentation and all of the rest of it, right? Good news is, once that they know that you are different from all the masses of agents out there, it's game over. Same thing here. You know how many of those 3,837 people, particularly those 48 FLQA, which by the way I counted, and 32 of them are not on my team? Do you know how many of them I got because they said, Dan, thank God. I've been trying to like this thing for years. No one talks to me about anything except for the damn revenue share and stock. Let me tell you when I didn't come. I did not come to this company for the 2 years that people did this to me. Screenshot, screenshot, screenshot. I was like, dude, that's cool. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's cool. I don't have that, like, at least not in that way, but I do have a $3 million company at the time. This is 2018, 17, 16. You haven't told me anything about that. Literally nothing. So, congrats, I respect it, no thank you. Issue is that the model is so powerful that even in understanding that, so here's where I empathize with you if you've been stuck in that. Because even if you've been stuck in that yourself, I did the same thing. I literally didn't come for those reasons. I did come when Curtis Johnson and Chuck Fazio announced, and I was in the process of buying a market center, literally final stages of the negotiations, and they announced I was in Deer Valley, and they immediately started. They were business people, and I was like, what the heck? Okay, now you guys are. And that was the first time that the dots were connected to, oh, that money, those screenshots, those things, the stock, the ownership, that means I get your freaking playbook to implement in my business, to push my business from where it's at to where I want it to go. Oh, that's attractive to me. That might be attractive to others. That's when I came. Yet I came over, and guess what I started doing? Model. John Cheplack calls me, and he bitch slapped me. I said, Dan, do you remember? Right, he just connected the dots with me. You're literally talking about the thing that you did not come for, and now talking about the thing you did come for. But it's easy to get caught up in that. I want to make a point really quickly that I think is really important, specifically to those of you that, here. This is fun, because I don't actually do a ton of speaking about this. I'm so focused on helping agents grow their business. But we as builders, and I assume the majority of us here are builders. That's what drew us to Cabo is, right? And that's why we're here. So we're builders in this part of the business. You have a responsibility that you may or may not be 100% clear on, and that the model depends on. And I'd love to get Glenn's take if he agrees or conceptualizes it this way. But here's what I know: there's normally, Gene, you kind of brought this to my awareness, and then I connected a few additional dots after that. When I see your napkin talking, right? There's no franchises, there's no regions, and great, okay, cool. I see the opportunity side of that. But what about the responsibility side of that? You see, when there's no franchise, forget the regions, but when there's no franchise, there's no local branch, doesn't matter to me at all. It doesn't matter to us. We're connected. We talk to each other. We call each other. We text each other. We go out together. But what about those agents that are kind of out there and lost and not as connected? So if there's not going to be any franchises and there's not going to be any regions, and we're going to get the type of money that you've seen on the board and beyond, the responsibility to fill that gap is on you. You are the region, you are the franchise, and stop running your revenue share business at 100% margin. That's stupid. That is stupid. It's a business. You run a real estate team and you're not in production, I would love a 20% net profit this year. That'd be awesome. That'd be a 7-figure net profit. 20%, that's where I'd like to go. If you're running a team, and you may or may not know, you often run into people and they're on payment stages or wherever else, but trust me, their margins are like 1%, 2, 0, 5. Okay, so 20 is solid. Any American business, just pick a business out there. 20% margins are awesome. Here you are running possibly the greatest business any of us will ever run, and you're trying to run it at 100% margin. What would it look like if you ran it at 90% margins, at 80% margins, and you took some of that and invested into the people in your organization? You invested into building community with them. You didn't just have an event when Brent Gove had an event. Why couldn't you have one? Why couldn't you bring people to a happy hour? Why can't you hire an admin that loves on your group, that acknowledges them, that makes Facebook posts on your behalf, that fills the void, the gap that the region not being there, and again, side note, place very little value there, but that the franchises not being there, the void that leaves. That's on you. And it's going to show up in our retention rates pretty darn soon. It was cool to sort of ignore this part of the business for a while. Now we're at 50-something thousand agents, and some of us, there's people with 3-4 times that. or half that, which is still a huge number, we are now at the stage where retention depends on you filling that gap in that void. Break with this, okay? Treasure Davis, a rock star agent out of Colorado Springs, she's with us. Chatting last night, and she says, you know, Kyle Whistle, who is her sponsor, she says, you know, he's just showing me the numbers and showing me the numbers and showing me the numbers, and I didn't care, and I didn't care, and I didn't care. Then, Kyle showed me his heart, showed me who he is, connected with me where I needed to be connected, in the way I needed to be connected with. And I came. Choose your heart. It is hard to do this the right way, but it is a lot harder to be a knucklehead for the rest of your life and not get the benefits of what in the community and the fun. Isn't this fun? Okay, it's fun because we're winning, but we're winning disproportionately based on the amount of contribution we make. Finally, you want to know what eXp is? Really? It's not the split into this, into healthcare, into that thing. It's not that. I'll tell you what eXp is. eXp is this. People ask me all the time, hey, like all this openness and collaboration you're doing, and you know, with people like Kyle and Mary, and you know, they're in your market, and they're killers. They're in your market, and you're sharing with and you're competing with each other. And I say, no, you don't understand. He said, Kyle, Mary, they could never compete with me because I want them to win. That's eXp Realty.